Yo, what's going on, boys? It's your boy Farter here. Today I bring you a guide for some chambers of Xerics. To start off, you can get here by just going to minigame teleports or typing in chambers in the search and it'll teleport you there. You're gonna start off by making a party outside, and then you're just gonna keep coming into the door until you find a raid that you'd like to do. Personally, I try to avoid Vanguards, Vespula, and that's pretty much it. Uh, as you can see for this raid, I do have Guardians, Mystics, Crab, Shamans, Muta, Tightrope. This guide, however, is not for people that plan on making pots or preparing for I will not be making any pots in this video. I'm just going to be doing a run to show some mechanics. If you are going to make potions, I believe you need a minimum of 90 herblore to make overloads, or even less. Should be able to see them actually. I stand corrected. Anyways, you can look that up on Google for the exact levels. I do recommend max combat stats, and I will talk more about my gear. You can pretty much match it. If you do have a salve amulet and you have mystics, I do recommend you have that. It makes a big difference. I still don't have it because I have not done any Slayer yet. But you can pretty much copy my gear. If you feel more comfortable, you can bring more mage switches and even take out some switches, bring in a Fury instead of all the amulet switches. Anyways, let's get started. To start off, you gotta go to the quest tab, start raid, in raid. I usually play on resizable mode, so this is quite different. It is much smaller for me. That's why you're gonna see me zooming out a lot. I do apologize about my mouse clicks. Now for Guardians, you want to always start off at least one tile. To help preserve run, I like doing it like this. One hit, and then run all the way back. Up. Guardians usually aren't supposed to hit you at all. But I have not been hit by any damage yet. It's just zeros. So ignore that. That should be getting fixed. For this room, you want to bring in your best pickaxe available. Have it on smash. If you are going to be making potions, these drop seeds here, so that would be good for you. Next up, we have some mystics. Just ran in too soon. This is where you'd use your salve ammy if you did have one. It's pretty straightforward. Just put your best range gear on. And you attack. T-bow is best in slot here. I use a blowpipe. You have Bofa with crystal armor that is also very powerful here. But you do not need max gear to be able to do all of this. See, I mean, you're going to take some damage, but that's why we have all these brews. In Ulm, you don't really use any brews. That's why I like to bring Ancients. Blood Barrage makes it much easier to tank, and all the healing lets you pass through all the damage and special attacks that Ulm does. You cannot run Tick Perfect on Ulm because you don't have a Sang or a Trident, but with all the healing that you go through with Blood Barrage, it doesn't make a difference. Want to try not to stay in the melee range of these, because they will hit you mage and melee, which can hurt. I'm trying not to talk as often because my mouse clicks come up whenever I'm talking. Right, next up we have the crab room. This room is very simple. You do need a dragon warhammer, or if you don't have one, you can pick up that hammer at the beginning of the room. We'll need that to get the crabs stuck so they don't move. Just get close to them. We're most likely going to need 3 crabs, and they will aggro onto you. So as you can see, the energy will always come out from over there. For the black crystal, you want to keep it white. You want to keep the crab white. For the blue one, you're going to have to melee the crab. As you can see, the energy is going north, so we're going to have to smash that first crab. Smash the second crab. It'll go in a circle, so we can change the direction of it. Smash them again so they don't move. Purple, we're going to range it. Want to make sure you line it up. The yellow one, age it. Put on this weapon or just cast the spell. Letting it turn blue, that'll change the attack style. Now finally, the black crystal. There are different layouts for the crab room, so you cannot always follow this exact one, but this will show you much how to handle it. See, I don't even know where I'm running in this fixed settings. Right, that completes it for the first floor. At the end of every floor, you will have this energy well. It will fill your stamina. Next up, we have some shamans. I do recommend, if you don't have a Serp helm, to bring a Samphio. I didn't bring either because I forgot it. And you want to have some anti-poison as well for Ulm. For Lizardman Shamans, if you have not killed them before, you want to avoid these. They will explode after a couple seconds, causing damage. And when a Shaman jumps, you also want to move away, otherwise it'll jump on you, also causing damage. They also have a poison, that one. That poison splat that poisons you and causes around 20 to 25 damage. Want to avoid that as well. Other than that, just keep moving and attacking. See, I was too slow there. That's why it makes it easier if you just attack, move, just keep moving all the time. I'm gonna turn off this overlay for these items. We don't need any more spam in here. If you are going to be doing no prep rooms, same way that I am, you have to make sure you have at least either a Tecton or Mutadialer room, because those are guaranteed for Overload and Prayer Enhanced drop. If you do not get those, you are forced to prep. That easily adds like 5 minutes or so to your raid. If you are starting off, there's nothing wrong with that. I just try to avoid it. Now for this room, you have to kill the small Mutadial first. Then we'll move on to the bigger one when it comes out of the water. After the Mutadial reaches around half HP, it's going to run towards that tree. It'll eat it and heal. You can freeze it. That way. See, it's trying to walk towards the tree, but it's not. Attacking it at this time won't do any damage. It's immune. When it turns back towards you, that's when you can start attacking again. Some people actually like letting the Mutadial run towards the tree because that will get them more points. However, for those little amount of points, I'd rather just finish the raid quicker. There it is. It just turned around to go heal as well, but we froze it, so we were able to avoid that. If you are going to be doing chambers other than solo, then having at least one Mutadial room is enough. You don't need Tecton, as the small one will drop Overload and Enhance, and the big one will also drop an Overload and Enhance. And the brew and a store. Since we have two, I'm just gonna pre-pot right now. Okay, next up we have tightrope. So you have to kill these NPCs over here, the mages and the ranges, and then go get that crystal by crossing here. You do need, I believe, 90 agility to do so, which will open that barrier. This is why you wanted to bring a Samfew. Make sure you kill each one of them individually, because as you can see, they do some decent damage, so you don't want to get piled by them. Now you can either kill the rangers, or you can eat up to 90 plus HP, put on your best tank gear, just tank them. I say eat up to 90 because they can hit around 25s through prayer. That will hurt. That's it, and we are moving down to Ulm. This is a pretty small raid. I do recommend you mark these tiles the same way that I do. We're going to start off with the 2 Dragon Warhammer specs on the melee hand. And then we're going to kill the mage hand. Now, like I said, I like to bring barrage because even if you get hit, the healing will overkill the damage that you're going to get taken. Now, if you're using a trident or a sang, for example, we'd be able to dodge all of the special attacks and you won't get hit at all by Ulm by running head perfectly. But with this, you can see it's fine if you get hit. Just move from these 3 tiles one at a time. See, Ulm head move this way. I run here. I miss the tile. Moves there. Just like that. See, I'm full HP. I don't care how many times I get hit. Now these are bombs. You don't want to stay close to them. I believe it's a 3x3 radius. The closer you are, the more damage they will do. I'm gonna try to see if I can turn this stuff off. Now these, when you have that red glowing around you, those are spikes that are going to be coming down. Just want to keep moving so they don't hit you. That, I just got hit. Now the mage hand has been killed. This is one of Olm's special's attacks. Have a portal. If you're doing solos, you have to run to that portal. However, if you're doing duos or more, you and your teammate will have to stand on the same tile. It's usually on this tile here where most people will meet. This is another special attack. You have those tornadoes. If they do hit you, it'll turn off your prayer and stun you in your spot. Now, you can cancel these special attacks by turning Olm's head. That's why some people like using a trident or a sang because it's a tick perfect weapon for this raid. So you can start timing it by letting Olm switch move his head. I will show you right now for the. I will not show you. Killed Olm head before showing you to cancel special attacks. Don't forget to be overload always. Now, another thing to know about overloads, every 15 seconds, it will reset your stats. So you can plan that accordingly with your brewing. Usually you can take 2 sips of brews. Alright, I'm going to try to show you here how to skip the portals. I'm going to stay here. Right, we turn the head. It skipped the portals. I did not get the special attack for portals right there, to the teleport, where you have to run to the white circle on the ground. All special attacks always go in an order. First one is always crystals on the ground, so pay attention next to your feet for green crystals. You have to move away from those or you will take damage. Next up, you'd have the portals, the lightning that goes from side to side. Then this one. Now I'm not going to move so you can see. Those are the crystals right there. Next up, I turned its head, so I did not get the lightning. I turned its head again, so I did not get portals. Now if you're running perfectly head with the Sang or Trident, you will not have to do any of these. This is just some acid poison. Turn your run off and walk until it's over. This is very hard for me because I'm playing on fixed. Lightning's coming that way, so I just move the tile over. Get a notification in your chat box that teleport has no effect. I mean, I usually do answer all my PMs, but right now I'm focused on the video and on Olm. Right, that's the mage hand for the second phase. In solos, you have 3 faces. So you're always going to kill the major, then the melee. For the third phase, I'll go into more details when we get to it. Now you can see my prayers were turned off and I got this notifications in my chat box. There's a blue notification, that means a mage ball is coming at me. I prayed mage. If you get a green notification like I just did right now, that means you pray range. If you get a red notification, that means you pray melee. There it is, message that I can move. Now when these crystals are falling on the ground, you want to stay 2 tiles away where they're dropping. Otherwise you will take damage. I'm waiting for that 45 seconds. My stats just got restored. Alright, for the third phase, you have to kill the 2 hands approximately at the same time. Otherwise, it will re-heal and you will be forced to kill that hand all over again. You'll see that after I kill the first one, I will show you it. Blue text message page. On the third phase, like we have right now, Olm does have an extra special attack, which will actually have a circle above this hand. If you attack it, will heal the hand. I'm not gonna move so I can show you it. It'll come right after this. Alright, I can move. Now it's gonna come because I didn't turn its head. There it is. If you attack the hand, it will heal it. Just like that, I'm healing it with the purple. Right, it's getting close to low HP. So now we're gonna move over to Mage Hand. I can't see where I'm running, so excuse all these mistakes. Now, as you can see, I just got that message. If you are on the Lunar spellbook, you could use the Humidify spell, and that will get rid of this. If you're not on Lunar, and you just tank it out, it only does 5 damage at a time, nothing really major, and it'll go away by its own. If you are raiding with a team member, do not stand close to them when they have this burn with me, because you will affect them with it. This is the main reason why I like Blood Barrage, because you don't have to focus at all on how you're running head. It's literally a joke. But I do like with Ancients, just attack this, because I have water runes, water spells. It gets you out of that firewall. Alright, the hands are almost dead for both of them. So I will show you exactly what I was talking about, killing them at almost the same time. I always like killing the mage hand first because melee is always guaranteed pretty much DPS, whereas the mage hand can sometimes splash. Oh, didn't even die right there, but that's fine. Alright, so you see how that if that bar fully regenerates, then you will be forced to kill that hand over again. If you have a Bofa or a T-bow, you can just camp that. I bring both a crossbow and a blowpipe because blowpipe was kind of nerfed, so its damage is not the greatest. Got some ruby bolts, getting some nice specs off. Just running around helps a little bit. Got some poison, turn off your run. Poison's off. Alright, I'm gonna switch back to Tebow because I find it easier to run that way. So you'll do 2 attacks at the corner, 1 hit and run. 2 tiles at a time till you reach the next corner. They're 2 hits. Back. You almost never get hit by the falling crystals when you do it this way, so that helps avoid a lot of damage. Pretty much only have to worry about prayer switches, and that's pretty much it. Maybe we can get a nice purple. If you do get these blue circles, run to them. You don't, will heal a little bit, and you will take around 15 damage or so. Fortunately, no purple. But juicy loot anyways. If you do have any questions, see, I'm a staff member. My PMs are always on. You can always ask any staff member. And that completes the guide.